Welcome back everybody to our flip video. Today we're going to be talking about Mark Twain and his story, The Notorious Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. So some literary devices that are going to be used in this are irony, right? And as we remember from class this week, irony is an inconsistency between what is expected and what actually happens, right? And so the example from The Good Little Boy that we read earlier this week is when Jacob tries to warn the bad boys about boating on the Sabbath and ends up falling in the water himself and getting sick. And then we have the example of the bad little boy in The Bad Little Boy axing his family and getting wealthy and universally respected, right? And then we also had the example of Joey incorrectly using the air quotes while he was apologizing to Ross in our video clip. Next, Twain is known for his ability to authentically capture the voice of the common man, right? And Twain is striving to recreate the speech of the common man because up to this point in time, American literature was very formal and difficult to the everyday reader. Twain introduces this regional color into his writing and allows the common man access to modern literature. It also makes it more real to the audience and more authentic, right? And this is a form of realism, which we will get into a little bit more next week. Next, Twain uses a lot of regional dialect, and dialect is a particular form of language that is particular to a specific region or social group. Okay, and it's important to remember that dialect is not an accent, but all slang is dialect. However, not all dialect is slang, right? And so what most of you refer to as an accent is actually dialect, okay? So an example of this would be if you were from Boston, you would pronounce some of your words that end in R, and you would have them end in H, such as car or bar, right? As opposed to our Colorado car and bar, right? Also, in different parts of the country, they use soda versus pop, and they also say tennis shoes versus sneakers, and y'all versus yous, right? These would be examples of slang and not dialect. Next, we have just a couple examples of the use of dialect in literary works from Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God and from Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn, right? And so the first one, but perhaps if we keep them till they're ransomed, and then here's Huck Finn, he ain't got no family, and then last, course she can do as please, but that's a good chance she got up at Sanford. And last, we get to the notorious jumping frog of Calaveras County, right? It starts with an unnamed, educated narrator from the East. This narrator is retelling the entire story, right? And so the narrator is sent to find Leonidas Smiley. The narrator asks Simon Wheeler, the fat, bald-headed bartender, about Leonidas. Simon responds that he doesn't know a Leonidas Smiley, but he knows a Jim Smiley. Smiley then tells a story about Jim. Smiley loves to bet. He bets on anything, including the death of Parson Walker's wife. Then, there are more stories about a sick and asthmatic horse that would win races, a fighting dog that won despite looking unable to win, and Jim wins these bets. Then, there's a jumping frog, Jim trained to jump higher than any other frog in the county. This frog story breaks the pattern of looking weak but winning. Smiley is taken advantage of the same way he takes advantage of others with dog and horse stories. Frog is filled with a quail shot so he cannot jump, and Jim loses the bet. Alright, so that is it for our video today. Remember to read the story of the notorious jumping frog of Calaveras County. Don't forget to take the quiz that's right after this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Bye.